On 18th of February, Horizon Forbidden West was finally released. There's been a lot of hype and excitement surrounding the game, and the countdown has been tantalizing. Now, it's time to ask, was it worth it? Hi, I'm Phil, and you're watching UnCapt Gaming. At the time of initially writing this review, I'd played the game for 72 hours, completing the main game and a bulk of the side missions and other open world activities. Since then, at 83 hours playtime, I earned the Platinum Trophy. As with my earlier review of Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm going to avoid any plot spoilers and talk in generalities when it comes to the story. However, there will be some minor details that we've already seen from trailers and previews, including some details from the plot of the first game. So if you want a truly blind playthrough or want to play the original first but have yet to do so, then please bear that in mind. Forbidden West is a true sequel to Zero Dawn. What that means is that it's not simply a new adventure for our hero happening after the event of the first game. The story of the two is inextricably intertwined, with everything that unfolds in Forbidden West a direct consequence of the chain of events in Zero Dawn. If you've not played the earlier game, there is a prologue cutscene when you first load up the game, which brings you up to speed. Conversations with characters in the world also give you an immediate sense of their relationship to Aloy, even if you don't know exactly what happened before. As such, you can still play and enjoy this game without having touched the first, but everything is a lot deeper and with greater meaning if you have. We pick up with Aloy 6 months after the first game. In the intervening time, she has been searching for a backup copy of Gaia, the artificial intelligence which destroyed itself to help stop malevolent AI Hades from destroying the world. In Zero Dawn, Aloy unravelled the twinned mysteries of her own past and the fate of the Old Ones to reveal the threat in the present, but the questions still remain that she seeks out the answer to. It's hard to talk more about what these are without giving too much away. Suffice to say that, when Aloy first ventures into the Forbidden West and discovers a tribe bent on conquest who can override machines, they, and aloof frenemy Sylens, appear as the linchpins of the unfolding plot. Their role in events, and the answers we find, are genuinely unexpected. The team at Guerrilla have done an excellent job of building and subverting expectations to take the story in a surprising new direction. And it works. Beyond the main plot, which you really should experience for yourself by playing through it, the characterization remains as strong as it did in the original game, with some important improvements. That traditional RPG staring contest conversation where characters blandly reply to choices on a dialogue wheel has been replaced with dynamic cutscenes and animations, even where you're still choosing which questions to ask. The side missions and even the errands feel as fleshed out as the main plot, weaving tales which tell you more of the intricate politics of a settlement, the worries and ambitions of those in the background as we save the world, and lost pieces of lore from the civilizations built on the ruins of our own. There's humour, tension and tragedy throughout the game. It will make you feel feelings. In terms of gameplay, the broad formula from Zero Dawn remains. However, a lot of polish has been added and some new elements brought into the mix. Firstly, the game does a great job of putting you back at the start in terms of skill trees and levelling, without negating everything that Aloy learned to do in Zero Dawn. There are plot reasons for not being able to do absolutely everything a level 60 Aloy from Zero Dawn could do, yet the core of her gained abilities are there. The skill points gained unlock brand new active and passive abilities, whilst from the off you can still use melee abilities to take down smaller machines both stealthily and in open combat. As you go deeper into the Forbidden West, the machines you encounter are on the whole new to this game, or ones that were a threat even at level 60 in the last one. Machine combat is extremely challenging. Even the smaller machines can severely dent your health if you're not careful, but there's a clear incentive to lean into the systems. This means utilising stealth and cover effectively, scanning machines to know what they're weak to and where, and varying weapons to inflict maximum amounts of damage and be more dynamic and mobile when fighting. Being overcautious will drag the fights out indefinitely, whilst being reckless will get you killed. The area where combat suffers is human melee combat. This was never the most intricate affair in Zero Dawn, and in an attempt to improve this, there are now melee pits across the world for you to practice various techniques and combos. However, even the minor human enemies are a pain to fight if you can't stealth kill them. Heavy melee attacks that can kill certain machines in one go don't do as much damage to people, and their attacks take far more of your health than yours do of theirs. For the lack of a parry, and the fact that they can stun lock you if you don't get out of the way, but they will always be able to land a hit after the third or fourth of yours, this feels more frustrating than fun, and perhaps the only area where I didn't actively enjoy the combat. For platforming and exploration, Aloy is now able to pull objects with her pullcaster to enable climbing or access hidden areas. She can pry open rock walls with her spear, she can glide, and she can swim underwater. All of this adds a bit more variety when puzzling out how to get from A to B when it's not a straight line. Guerrilla have also attempted to fix the long-standing problem three-dimensional games have with jumping behind you, where pressing back can often mean jumping sideways instead because the camera isn't lined up exactly right. Now, you simply point the camera at the ledge you want and press a different button. This doesn't always work as intended, leading to moments of frustration, but it does feel like the start of a fix to that issue. In terms of the variety of things to do, many mission types have come over from Zero Dawn. Side quests are the larger, more intricate ones, adjacent to the main story. Errands are shorter and more linear. New alongside errands are salvage contracts, essentially tasks to kill specific machines for parts. Zero Dawn's hunting grounds return to test your skills with specific combat tactics against machines, whilst melee pits are the same for human combat. I found the former more fun than the latter, which will require some persistence, as the game here hasn't always done the best job of communicating what it wants you to do. For example, where it asks you to change several combos and one ends with the same button as the next one begins on, that usually translates to a single button press to end one combo and begin the next, despite presenting as separate button presses. Rebel camps and outposts offer a battalion of humans and machines to take on, with the camps forming their own side story and conspiracy to unravel, whilst cauldrons are the game's dungeons with a machine boss at the end. There are also gauntlet runs if you fancy a race on an overridden machine. Climbing up the tall necks to override them serves to unlock the map, whilst relic ruins are exploration puzzles with a collectible at the end. And there are other collectibles too, which as well as being something to tick off can give you an insight into the past, data about the world, or something valuable to trade with merchants. In short, there's an awful lot to do, and on the whole, it serves to feed into the world building rather than simply being there because a checklist says it must be. If you just want the main story, then the game offers around 30 to 50 hours depending on how many side quests you choose to feed into that journey. For completionists, there's perhaps double that amount of time on offer, though the Platinum Trophy will pop before the in-game stats tell you you've reached 100%, so you can hunt the trophy without having to do every single individual task in the world. There were glitches in the game on my playthrough. None of these were game-breaking, however. Mostly they came down to objects closer to Aloy being rendered after objects farther away, resulting in trees springing from nothingness and the like. These were infrequent and not too much of a distraction for me, whilst the one big glitch of a second ghost tall neck following the first in one area was a curiosity more than anything else. I played on the PlayStation 5, but I can't speak to the experience on the PS4 or PS4 Pro. Guerrilla have said they are working on reported bugs and providing patches. Perhaps the biggest improvement from Zero Dawn to Forbidden West is in the range of accessibility options on offer. As I said in my video on the last game, they weren't really there last time around. This time, there are greater options to customize the difficulty, fully remappable controls, more customizable subtitles, removing tinnitus sounds and other sound options to help with overstimulation, and adjustments on camera shake and motion blur to help with motion sickness. However, there are still some significant areas where the game is lacking, and so if you have accessibility needs, then it's worth checking out caniplaythat.com to see whether it has or lacks what you need. There is a link to their accessibility review in the description. Horizon Forbidden West is a gorgeous, sprawling open world that manages to feel full of life and stories without being bloated by unnecessary or generic objectives. The narrative is superbly crafted with excellent characterization and proper setup and payoff for even the most surprising twists. The gameplay is great, though the human melee combat is weaker than the machine combat, and you won't want for a serious challenge in this world. My verdict? Play this game immediately. Let me know in the comments if you played Horizon Forbidden West or are planning to. What did you like best, or what are you most looking forward to? Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for all things gaming. See you next time.